Hey, it's Bill, 3 for 4, and I hit my bet, and now I'm actually just $1 in the good, which isn't that great, but I love my bet tomorrow for day 4. I'll give you my prediction in just a second. All right, before I get into the predictions, let's talk about the games today. All of them 3-2, all went to the last set. Fantastic darts, good viewing. A lot of them I thought should have ended a lot earlier than they did. They did not, which made it a little bit interesting, including the first game. When Dolby started out, I basically just handed my money back to wherever I bet and said, there you go, it's yours. Lewis came out really well, but the second set Dolby came back. I thought, okay, and then of course at the end, 180 to set up 78. Dolby has a bounce out on the first dart on 139. I went, there you go. And to be honest, Lewis just missed that triple 18, just top of the triple 4. That means he's got a shot at the blow, and then Dolby was able to take out the 100 on the last dart in hand. So won that bet. Good game. The Wright-Grotowski game was an interesting one for me. Of course, you have a switch of darts, and it's just weird. He won. So what are you gonna do? But again, I thought that it should have been 2-0 right after the second set. It's like 3 darts to finish it off. Not getting it done. But you saw Peter Wright's class. I mean, Ratowski took out in every set. It was like 13 total legs that Wright won. So he won the maximum amount of legs you can to win that. And Ratowski, well, first 3 sets, 3-2, 3-2, 3-2, and did well in those final legs. So, I'm sitting there going, oh no, Peter Wright's gone. And then next thing you know, he just decides it's over and wins the next 6 legs and calls it a day. It's just, that's what champions do, I guess. So really great from Wright. The Bunting Van Gerwen game went pretty much as I called it. If anyone was listening to old Bill over here in the first preview, Bunting got the lead and then proceeded to give it up, got it back, and just all of a sudden he realized he's playing Michael Van Gerwen. There's now Van Gerwen played well. Don't get me wrong, but there's just this thing where Van Gerwen has this. It's the opposite of the Peter Wright effect, where players play really good against Wright. Ratowski played great against Wright. I would say Bunting played okay against Van Gerwen, but come the end, I mean, he did have a good, second last leg before Van Gerwen won it. But it's like second set, what was he doing? It's like you think you're going to lose to Van Gerwen and you just talk yourself into losing. But anyways, in the last game, I thought, it's supposed to be a barn burner. And how in the world did Johnny Clayton stay in that game? Like, how? That should have been 3-0 or 3-1. Like, the first set should have been Dimitri Vandenberg. Johnny Clayton didn't even show up. And then Dimitri Vandenberg goes ahead. Like, that should have been 3-0. He's got a 2-1 lead, and then he's got 3 darts to win it. You go to the third set or fifth set. I'm thinking, is Clayton skating again? Is he going to get by on this one? And Dimitri Vandenberg showed his class. So Dimitri Vandenberg again for my bets. I got everyone. I picked Clayton over in the last game, but I had the other one. So let's get into the games tomorrow. First 2 games. Where's the seeds? First one up, Ross Smith against Martin Lukeman. To me, this is a no-brainer. I know it was smash. I smashed him, and I get why he did, because Wade gave him the smash comment in the match play. Fair enough. Ross Smith's just a better player, I think. Now Lukeman's played well. Lukeman's not a bad player. I'm not going to sit here and say he's obviously had a year out of his pants. He had 9.5K on his card. I'm going to do predictions on who's going to keep the card. If I would have done it last year, Lukeman would have been gone in my list. His stats were terrible. But this year's stats are they're better. They're not it's crazy. They're not that great, but he's just found a way to qualify for a lot of Europeans and get a lot of money off that. In Ross Smith, beginning of the year was atrocious. I mean, his double percentage was low 30s. scoring wasn't there. But if you've seen what's happened maybe post-May with his stats are now really in line. If I take a look at his stats, you're looking at least, his double percentage has gone up to 34.65. That doesn't sound like a very good double percentage, but when you start on the low 30s, it means you're averaging around 37, 38 probably for the rest of the year. He averages, at least 140 or better per leg, which is way over the average. The average for 140 as a leg is, and I'll give you that in just a second, is about 0.171. Sorry, not 0.17. Yeah, I got the wrong. That's the 180s. 0.740. So 140 every 3 out of every 4 legs. He's doing 1 every leg. Players that do that are the ones that Peter Wright, Johnny Clayton. Those are the ones that average 1 per leg. And if you take a look at Lukeman's stats for that in terms of scoring, I think Lukeman's way better on the doubles, but we'll go into the doubles here. Lukeman is high 39, but he averages 0.784 140s per leg. So if Smith gets in, it's over. Like scoring wise, he's going to dominate him. And I think he's also got the opportunity to miss a couple doubles, but then get in and then be able to score Lukeman. So I really like Smith in this game, and his odds, I know he fell off the floor. It's close to evens. Like, pardon me? Close to evens? No way, I'm not taking that. So Ross Smith, take him to the bank. I love my parlay. I put more money in my parlay because I really, really like it. But I've got Ross Smith as part of that, and I see him winning this one 3-0. And the second part of my parlay is the next game, Daryl Gurney against Matters Razma. Gurney, again, is another one of those players. You take a look at his stats, he's a high scorer. Nearly just under 140 or better per leg. High 30 in percentage. He plays well, and I like the way he's throwing the dart. The dart is just flying. When Gurney's not throwing the dart, it kind of floats a little bit. He's just firing it in. Really good to see. And Razma's the one who on my stats, he's the one who busts my board. I'm trying to put together a stat list, that analytics, that kind of the model that's going to tell me, who's playing well. I know Dart Hockey's got some really cool stuff around, your last 200 legs, and, I'm going to get into that kind of stuff. But I'm really starting off a little bit just on the analytics piece with the scoring, 140s or better. And I really want to make that 130s or better eventually. The stats aren't kept that way. And the doubles percentage, plus your ability to check out when the game's on the line. Like, all of these things are going to factor into the model. But Razma doesn't fit my model at all. If you take a look at Razma's stats, he should be 127th in the league or in the PDC holders. Now, he does have same checkout percentages or same double percentage as Gurney, high 30s. But I mean, his 140s per leg is 0.2 on nearly 0.2 under average. He averages 0.618 140 or plus. Now I get it. He fires a lot of he goes to the 19s. But if you actually look at his 100 percentage per leg, it's nearly bottom of all PDC holders. He averages 1.7 1.7 100 scores per leg. The average is 1.9. He's 0.2 under the average. So again, this is to me. And then you look at the odds, minus 200. Like, come on. I'm all over this, like a fat kid on a Smartie, and I am a fat kid, and I like Smarties, so I'm going to take it. So I like Gurney to win this one. I'll give a set to Razma because, again, he just destroys my statistics, so he'll probably win a set. I don't know. 3-1 for Gurney. So again, my parlay, and I'll tell you what the parlay picks here. I should have had probably this a little bit prepared. So I'm getting 2.5 times. So I'm putting $20 down to win 50. So getting 2.5. Like Daryl Gurney over Matters Razma and Ross Smith over Martin Lukeman, and I'm struggling. Like, that's a crazy price. I will take it. I think the bookies made a big mistake, and I ain't gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm pretty confident about this one. Watch, they both lose. Anyways, let's go into the next games. So the last 2 games, Gerwin Price against Joe Cullen. Again, I think this will be a good game. I just think Gerwin Price is the better player. Joe Cullen is he's winning. He's winning. I'll give him that. He wins. He wins. He played a really good game against Hedda. He wins. He finds a way to play whatever level he needs to do to win. But Gerwin Price, a different machine. I mean, he would average nearly 100 if he could hit a double out. He could double in, no problem. I just think he'll be... Now, Joe Cullen on the double 16 is pretty... He's money. So I don't see you're going to see a lot of legs start off with someone not getting in. I think you're going to see them get in pretty much every single time. But I just think, again, Price is... Yeah, I mean, it should be a good game, but I just like Price here. I can't see a way of Cullen winning. Maybe a good game might be up, but I've got Price win this one 3-1. And then I think this is another game. And you take a look at the odds here. I was like, okay, I expected Noppert to be the underdog in this game. And I go there, and Noppert is the favorite. Okay, so what do I do here? I like Aspinall. I like Noppert. Aspinall's had a hell of a run. This is like the two most underrated players this year going up against in a round of 16 of the World Grand Prix. Like, these are the two most underrated players this year. Now, I think Aspinall gets a little bit more press than Noppert. And to give you an example, Noppert's got the second most ranked money this year. Would you know that? That's crazy. Noppert is the second most ranked money this year. Yes, he won the UK Open, but he's won PDC. And if you take a look at Aspinall, he's flying under the radar. I believe he's the top, if I'm not mistaken. He is the top of the World Players Championship race. So yeah, Nathan Aspinall's won more money on the Players Championship than anyone else. Noppert's 11th. If you go to the European Tour, I think you've got Noppert is 9th overall, and Aspinall, he's not doing that well here, I don't think, unless I'm missing him somewhere. Aspinall's 11th, so 9th and 11th. And then if you looked at ranked money for the year, it's really close. I like this game a lot. I just think Noppert's the better double hitter off the top. He just bangs home 20s. I saw Aspinall miss, right? It's going to be a beauty game, I think. It's going to be a real good game for two underrated players. At the beginning of the tournament, I said I like Noppert to get to at least the semifinal. That was my prediction at the beginning. I like Noppert. I even might even lean, depending on if Price gets through, if I might even like Noppert going to the final. So here I'm going to take Noppert, but I'm certainly not going to put money on it. I would expect Noppert to be the underdog. I was kind of shocked when I saw that. That Aspinall was the favorite, so maybe he is getting his cherries a little bit, Noppert. But I'll take Noppert to win this one in a barn burner. Let's go last leg decider, 3-2 to Danny Noppert. Hope everyone enjoys the darts. Hope you enjoyed the darts today. Hope you made at least a little bit of money back on my bet on Dolby, and you took that bet. And I'm saying take the bet tomorrow. Parlay, Ross Smith and Daryl Gurney. Cheers.